This is why LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to SporTastic. Here's why LeBron James is the GOAT of basketball. Number 1, LeBron's statistical advantage. While Jordan might be considered a better scorer with a more accomplished career in terms of championships, LeBron is the best all-around player, and their individual statistics only reinforce this notion. Michael has the advantage in NBA championships, league MVPs, points per game, and free throw percentage. LeBron, on the other hand, beats Michael in all NBA first team selections and per game statistics for rebounds, assists, blocks, and overall field goal percentage. Not to mention LeBron James is the only player in NBA history with 30,000 points, 8,000 assists, and 8,000 rebounds. LeBron's efficiency and dominance cannot be swept under the rug. His bully ball style on offense proves to be unstoppable, and he has continued to be a force to be reckoned with on defense. Just ask Andre Iguodala and Terry Rozier, who have been on the receiving end of his trademark chase down blocks. LeBron's ability to not only play but dominate in all 5 positions is reminiscent of the great Magic Johnson. The case can be made that even though Jordan averaged more points than LeBron was a more efficient scorer in that he only averaged 2.9 fewer points on 3.3 fewer shot attempts. That is 6 to 9 points that LeBron relinquishes by not taking those shots.
LeBron James cans a 3. A minute and a half gone by.
Number 2, their team's performance following their departure. When Michael Jordan decided to hang up his sneakers for the first time in exchange for professional baseball in '94, nobody would have predicted the Bulls would have similar success. MJ was considered to be the athlete who set a new standard of excellence and perfection in his craft. On paper, the void that his absence has created would be a tough hurdle to overcome. The truth was quite the contrary, as the Jordanless Bulls of '93-94 went on to produce a 55-27 season, just 2 wins short of the previous season when MJ was part of the team. LeBron James made the decision to depart Cleveland in 2009 when he entered into free agency. While James created a Jordan-like void on the team he was leaving, the result of his absence was far more detrimental to the Cavaliers. For the 2009-2010 season, they produced an abysmal 19-63 record, following an NBA best 61-21 record season. These numbers clearly indicate whose presence was more valuable to their respective team.
He didn't want it, now he wants to win. Blocked out of bounds! That's
Number 3, Jordan's most physical but diluted era. While it's hotly debated that the NBA and game officials allowed for a more physical style of play when Jordan was playing, athletes nowadays are larger, faster, and stronger than their predecessors. Nutrition has advanced, and James was recently on record saying he spends more than $1.5 million annually on his 6'9", 260-pound body, his most valuable asset. The other factor that is commonly overlooked is the fact that Jordan was a beneficiary of the NBA's expansion teams. Twice. From 1988 to 1999, the NBA added 4 teams, the Heat, the Hornet, Timberwolves, and Magic, to the league. But where would they get their world-class players from overnight? In order to fulfill these needs for these rosters, the NBA more or less had the impulse decision to load the new teams up with who they thought were the best available players. This essentially diluted the talent pool, primarily in MJ's conference. 3 of those teams were from the East, whom he would play a majority of his games against throughout the season and postseason. Following their era of dominance in the 80s, the Lakers and the Celtics naturally found themselves in rebuilding mode in the early 90s because of the ebbs and flows of sports. Michael Jordan's teams were able to take advantage of the lack of these powerhouses and won their first three-peat from 1990 to 1993. The NBA decided to add 2 more teams into the league, the Grizzlies and Raptors, in 1995, the same time of MJ's return, and he produced yet another championship three-peat conveniently 2 of the 3 years, 95-96, 96-97, of that second triple championship run took place when the league introduced a shortened three-point line. From 1994 to 1997, the NBA shortened the range of the three-pointers from 23 feet 9 inches to 22 feet from anywhere around the arc. The change was implemented as a means to increase scoring. His three-point shooting percentage increased from 35.2% in the year leading up to the change to 50%, 42.7%, and 37.4% in the 3 years with the shortened line. There's no denying that this change certainly aided Michael Jordan's success in 2 of the 6 championship years, which would soon thereafter define his career.
Pearson jammed it down. He blew by Jordan out front, pressured by Dennis Johnson. Michael on the drive, in for the right. Hesitation move, to the hoop for the right. Scoop shot.
Number 4. LeBron's era of heightened competition with super teams and player movement. As much as Michael's biggest fanatics might tell you the opposite, Michael never had to face the talent and athleticism that LeBron has faced today. While LeBron is about to go into round 4 with the Warriors super team headlined by 4 All-Stars, Michael never faced a team in the finals with more than 2 All-Stars. In fact, half of his championships were against one-man teams like Drexler's 92 Trailblazers or Malone's 98 Jazz. LeBron's opponents in the finals have included 2 or more All-Stars in 7 out of his 9 appearances, with the Heat and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Going into tonight's matchup, LeBron's best teammates are All-Star Kevin Love, who is coming off his second concussion in the past 3 months, and 37-year-old Kyle Korver, who is known for his three-point ability and not much else. This Warriors team is unlike anything we have ever seen before, headlined by 4 All-Stars, including 2-time league MVP Steph Curry, often considered the greatest shooter of all time, MVP Kevin Durant, Defensive Player of the Year Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, who is also considered a top 5 all-time three-point shooter and defensive anchor. Not to mention, this Warriors squad has loads of depth with former NBA Finals MVP and All-Star Andre Iguodala, the young and raw athleticism of Jordan Bell, and the veteran leadership of Sean Livingston and David West. Number 5. The case for LeBron in the 2017-2018 NBA season. No one in the 15th season of their careers at age 33 has accomplished what LeBron has done at such a consistent, dominating, and efficient rate. He has averaged the most rebounds and assists of his career this season. Like a fine wine, he has only gotten better with age, with no signs of slowing down. He started and played in all 82 regular season games and 18 playoff games, playing the most minutes in the NBA. This past Sunday against the Boston Celtics, James played 48 minutes in his 100th game of the 2017-2018 season, posting a magnificent 35, 15, and 9 performance, breaking the hearts of Boston fans and silencing his critics in Game 7 at TD Garden. LeBron has willed his way to yet another NBA Finals appearance, his 8th straight, with what is often considered a mediocre supporting cast that is perhaps his worst team since the 2007-2008 squad, which was swept by the San Antonio Spurs in the finals. On the journey to his 8th straight finals appearance, LeBron has accomplished some never-before-seen feats. Against the Pacers in the first round, LeBron averaged more than 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. No other player in NBA history has done that more than once. He also improved his career first-round record to 13-0. In the conference semifinals against the Toronto, James became the NBA's all-time leader in postseason steals. His total prior to Game 1 of the final series sits at 414. Not to mention, he passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and MJ for the most points in NBA playoff history with 6,775 prior to Game 1. The case for the greatest NBA player of all time may never be settled, but LeBron James is making an eloquent argument with each passing year.
It's a little bit easier at the rim until you meet JaVale.
Rejected by McGee. James goes behind.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the next 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.